Worry is something we all do. It's natural. It's human. We lie awake thinking about things that haven't even happened yet. Running through fake scenarios, fake problems, stressing over stories in our heads like they're facts. But what if I told you? There's a simple trick, almost like a cheat code, that can quiet that noise or even make it disappear completely. Something you can actually use right now without needing 10 years of meditation or a therapist in your pocket. That would be great, right? Well, good news. There is one. And it comes from someone you may have never even heard of, Naval Ravikant. Naval Ravikant is a tech investor, entrepreneur, and someone who deeply understands the chaos of modern life. He once shared a mental trick so simple and so underrated that it can change how you handle worry forever. Here's what he does. Every time he's stressed, anxious, or overthinking, he pulls out 2 invisible mental buckets. Bucket 1, things I can control. Bucket 2, things I can't. That's it. That's the whole system. Every single worry, stress, or fear goes into one of those 2 places. And here's the rule. If it goes into bucket 2, things I can't control, it dies right there. It gets 0 attention. No more thinking, no more energy, no more spiraling. Just drop it. Because Naval understands something most people miss. Worrying about what you can't control is just self-inflicted stress. It doesn't help, it doesn't solve, it doesn't move anything forward. It just drains your mental energy and keeps you distracted from what you can control. And it's not just about theory. He lives this. He's invested in some of the biggest companies, dealt with massive financial risks, personal doubts, market crashes. But he keeps peace by sorting his mind into these 2 buckets every single time. It's a form of emotional discipline, like doing reps for your mindset. Because clarity doesn't come from thinking more, it comes from sorting better. So next time your head's spinning, do this. Pause. Ask yourself, is this in my control? If the answer is no, bucket it and drop it. If the answer is yes, bucket it and act. That's how you go from anxious to clear, from spiraling to solid. And that's only the start. The 2-bucket rule sounds simple, right? But here's the truth. Most people don't even realize they're pouring their energy into the wrong bucket all day, every day. You wake up and check your phone. Bad news from across the world. You stress. Someone didn't text back. You overthink. You compare your life to someone else's Instagram post. You spiral. But pause for a second. Did any of that fall into the things I can control bucket? And yet, that's where all your energy goes. To things you can't touch, can't fix, can't stop, can't shift. And that's the trap. That's why your nervous system stays on edge. That's why you feel exhausted without doing anything. You're carrying weight that was never yours to carry in the first place. Think about this. Every second you spend worrying about things you can't control, you're stealing seconds away from the things you can. And that's the cost. It's not just peace you lose, it's progress. You can't build your life while mentally babysitting everything out of your hands. You want to feel peace? Then stop trying to micromanage the universe. You want real focus? Then stop fighting ghosts. Because when you keep living in the wrong bucket, you become the person who talks about doing things but never does them. You stay stuck in delay. And slowly you start to believe you're a chaotic person when really, you just never learn to sort. This trick isn't just mental, it's spiritual. It's emotional. It's how you protect your energy in a world that's constantly trying to hijack it. So next time you feel overwhelmed, don't ask, why am I like this? Ask, which bucket am I standing in right now? Because that's the difference between someone who reacts to life and someone who leads it. Naval once said something that hits hard. The modern mind is constantly overstimulated. The only real power is attention. And that's what this whole trick is really about. It's not just about control, it's about attention. Where is your attention living right now? Because wherever your attention goes, your energy follows. your life follows. Let's say you're stressing over money, over whether someone likes you, over whether your future will work out. You pace around your room thinking, scrolling, comparing, avoiding, and what you don't notice is your real life is sitting quietly in the corner, untouched. That thing you could control, that next small step, that action, that decision. It's sitting right there, being ignored. And you know what? You start building an identity around this. Not on purpose, but slowly. You become the overthinker, the anxious one, the stuck one. Not because it's who you are, but because your attention has been hijacked by a bucket full of things you can't do a damn thing about. Naval didn't become peaceful because his life got easy. He just stopped giving oxygen to the wrong fires. And once you do that, things change, fast. Because the moment you pull your attention back to what you can control, you reclaim your time. You reclaim your energy. And most importantly, you reclaim your sense of power. It's never about doing everything. It's about doing the right thing, even if it's small, even if it's uncomfortable, even if your fear is screaming louder than your logic. Your power is being spent trying to control people, outcomes, and timelines that were never yours to manage. Bring it back to what you can do, to what you can build, to who you can become. Because the only cure for worry is showing up right here, right now, where life is actually happening. Even if everything suddenly went your way, you got the job, the money, the answer, the perfect moment, you'd still worry. Because worry isn't about what's happening, it's about how you relate to it. If you don't learn to shift your attention, if you don't learn to drop what you can't control, then even your wins will feel like pressure. Even your blessings will feel like stress. That's why this trick matters so much. Because it's not just a cute hack to feel better. It's a whole new way of living. One where your peace doesn't depend on what happens. It depends on where you focus. You're not here to micromanage the universe. You're here to master your lane, to bring your energy back home, to what's yours, to what's true, to what's now. That's where real power is. That's where the anxiety drops. That's when the mind quiets, not because the world changed, but because you did. So try this, right after this video ends. Think of one thing you've been worrying about. Ask yourself, is this in my control? If yes, act. If no, let it burn out in the other bucket. Don't touch it again. Don't water it. Don't feed it with thoughts. Do this once, then again tomorrow, and then again the next day. And slowly, the noise fades, and the real you returns.